Good morning everyone, Alessandro here and welcome to this Bitcoin price analysis after Halloween. I hope that you had a great Halloween guys, and of course today we're gonna have a nice and easy Bitcoin price analysis because nothing much is going on, but unfortunately in the charts things are looking a bit bearish right now, so we're gonna have a look into that. So welcome everyone on board. Make sure to be subscribed on this channel, and of course also make sure to check out all links in the video description because there of course I update you always about the newest tools that I'm using here in the crypto space, trading tools, trading bots, and so on. And of course, if you want to sign up to some exchanges like Bybit, Phemex, and so on, I have everywhere the maximum sign up bonus for you there, guys. And of course, also here over on Bybit, KC Exchange, and so on. I'm trading currently with leverage. I am currently in a little long position, but probably I'm gonna close it very, very soon, probably, because I'm just doing some scalp trades. And after this buy signal that we had, unfortunately right now we still didn't get some good breakouts basically, so we're gonna have a look into that. And of course also if you want to invest into new upcoming cryptos that are hyped right now, like Bitcoin Hyper for example, or Hyper Sui and so on, we can have a quick look into that as well, because we have currently new projects coming out on Sui, like this one over here, or this new layer 2 on top of Bitcoin Hyper, which is it's currently the biggest pre-sale out there with over 25 millions raised, almost 26 millions guys. So we're gonna have a look also quickly into that. If you want to check them out, the links are of course here in the video description. And now guys, before we're gonna start, as always, no financial advice. Everything that I'm sharing in this video is just my own opinions, what I'm personally doing right now, because we are of course in a time of indecision, since time-wise we should be already having the cycle top of Bitcoin in. And now we're entering into November and then later December, and those 2 months usually are the best months in the stock market, and most of the times also for Bitcoin. So in my opinion, we are at the make or break point. So everything that I'm saying is just what I personally doing, so all my own observations, price analysis. You can do whatever you want guys, always do your own research. Everything is no financial advice, of course, since I am not a financial advisor. But if you want to be following me, then of course be subscribed here. Also, we are almost at 3,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for your great support guys. Of course, we're gonna do the next $100 giveaway. For someone of you that is active in this channel, just always leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with all your friends. The more hearts I can distribute to you, the more likely it is that I'm gonna select you as the lucky winner of the next $100 giveaway that we're gonna do here. And now we're gonna start with Bitcoin guys in the 4-hour time frame, because you know that I like to do some scalp trading over on KC Exchange, Bybit, and so on, and also sometimes with smaller amounts, because with leverage of course you can do also with smaller amounts of nice gains. So for example, with $100 you can do trades up to $1,000 with 10x leverage or even more than that. And if you do scalp trading, then of course that means that even if the price is just going like 0.2% up and you have a 10x leverage, it's already 2%, or 3% up, it's already 30% up, and so on. And here in the 4-hour time frame, I took this long position. If you're trading with my indicators, we got buy signals down here at around 107k, and right now we're coming up to retest this new resistance that we have at around $111,000. And at the moment, the price action that we are seeing right now is a bit concerning, because also here on the 4-hour time frame in the lines chart, you can clearly see that Bitcoin created here in the immediate short term like this channel here. And unfortunately right now we are breaking down, and also we are basically just coming up to retest the new resistance before we're gonna continue to drop lower. That is in my opinion what is happening right now. Only if Bitcoin resumes here, basically this channel here, so if we see again 4-hour closes within this channel, so at least above $111,000, some 4-hour closes, then I think we're gonna re-enter into this trading range and maybe even see a breakout to the upside that can take us again towards our targets at 120k, maybe go towards new all-time highs and so on. We will see. But at the moment the indicators are quite weak, because we had the buy signal, money flow is increasing. The problem is only that we are getting rejected here at this new resistance, and also the RSI is getting rejected by the 50 level. So we are currently still on the bearish control zone, and at any moment we can here reverse and come back down. And especially during the weekend, since the CME chart is closed, and this one closed at $109,880, I think wherever we are going, doesn't matter if we have during the weekend a breakout to the upside or we're going to continue to crash lower. At the end on Monday, most likely we're going to retrace back to where we closed the CMEs on Friday, because on the CMEs we are not trading on the weekend. So that's why I think wherever we are going, most likely we're going to retrace towards $110,000. So where we're trading right now, doesn't matter if, for example, we would see here a fake out to the upside and then retrace back down on Monday. That's why what happens on the weekend, I don't give too much significance. But if, for example, we would see a crash here during the weekend on Sunday, for example, retest 105K, then I think this would be a great entry, because it doesn't matter if we enter into a bear market. If we have a new CME gap up to 110K, of course, that would be a great trade to take. So currently, I think more sideways or maybe some more retests of 110K is possible, but let's see what happens next week. Because also here on the daily time frame, you can see that also here we're coming to this resistance. Basically here you can see that the median line of the Keltner channels is at around 111K. Also here perfectly matching with our resistance. We need daily closes above in order to go bullish again. And here comes the twist. The thing is that even though we are on the bearish control zone, you can see that the indicators are not looking too bad right now on the daily time frame. We are not in oversold condition, but if everything goes well and we're just going sideways here, it is possible that we're going to reverse here and then of course see a big push to the upside that can take us, for example, towards the top side of the Keltner channels at around $115,000 at the moment. So I know it's not too high, it's not in new all-time highs territory, but at least we could see another push to the upside before eventually we go lower. And of course, if we would see daily closes above the top side of the Keltner channels, then this would mean that we're gonna see again a nice run up like we had over here, for example, because you see this indicator is very powerful. This is basically the trading range that we have right now, the bottom line of the Keltner channels and the top side of the Keltner channels. This is the trading range here, whatever happens. But whenever we see daily closes below the bottom line or above the top side of the Keltner channels, then we see those big moves that Bitcoin sometimes is doing. And based on the indicators, it is possible that if we're just going to go sideways here, this would be very good, because then they will cross bullish at some point if we don't see immediately a big crash. And that would mean that we could see another push towards 115K, maybe even higher than that. At least this is in the 12-hour time frame, not the daily, the 12-hour time frame. Also in the 6-hour time frame, guys, we have right now buy signals everywhere. So also here, it means that we could see a nice push to the upside, eventually also here to test 114, 115K. So the 6-hour is looking good, the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and here on the daily time frame, here also, same like over in the other time frames. If we continue to go sideways, it is possible here that very, very soon we could reverse, because money flow is still positive, and this is what I like very much about the chart. But also here we have some mixed feelings. Some of the indicators are crossing bearish, some of them are bullish. So everything is really a bit undecisive right now, and that's why I think that the next coming weeks will determine if Bitcoin would have right now a very bullish Q4, like a very bullish November and December, and go towards new all-time highs, or if we're just gonna slowly bleed out and then probably enter into a bear market if we don't see as soon as possible explosive moves to the upside. Because I don't expect that November and December will just go sideways. I think something will happen. The question is only in which direction. Based on the daily time frame, we have the chance. But of course, we have also here mixed feelings. On the weekly time frame, in theory, we're still looking bullish, because since weeks, so basically since the all-time high, we crossed bearish, and now we are in this corrective period here. But we are still above the 50 weekly moving average at $102,000. So as long as the weekly closes remains above the 50 weekly, there is still some hope that Bitcoin will continue the bull run. And also here you can see that we are still within this rising wedge. So as long as we don't close weekly candles basically below 110K, in theory here we're still in an uptrend. On the CME chart, we got saved, as you can see. We closed on Friday right above the support here. So on the CMEs, we are saved. Now also on the spot chart, we have to remain above 110K. And also on the monthly time frame, guys, very important. Yesterday I forgot to cover the monthly time frame. Here you can see that the top side of the Keltner channels is still our resistance. This is why this indicator is so powerful. And currently the top side of the Keltner channels is at 120K. If this month we would see monthly closes, or let's say at least the price trading above 120K, then we would enter into a parabolic phase, because Bitcoin, whenever is having monthly closes above the top side of the Keltner channels, we see those parabolic run-ups. And vice versa, if we get again rejected, because 120K is now a very strong resistance here, you can see a couple of wicks to the upside, we weren't able to push above, then of course that would mean a rejection, and of course long term here over the next coming months have a bear market and go probably down towards the 60k area and probably even lower than that, because you can see that in the monthly time frame we are extremely overbought. We have bearish divergence, 3 drives of bearish divergences with the RSI and the price action, and also all indicators are about to cross bearish. So all in all, on the monthly time frame, if right now we are not seeing immediately, as soon as possible, the Bitcoin price trading as long as possible above 120k, I think that this is another confirmation that most likely for the next coming months we will do something like that. Come slowly down, maybe even down towards 60 or 50k, and then in the next bull run or bull cycle start a completely new cycle basically and run up. So you see, we are in a very, very critical point. I still think that we could see some more pushes here towards 115, maybe even 120k, but it needs to happen as soon as possible, and Bitcoin needs to break as soon as possible above. Otherwise, we are screwed here for the next coming months, because everything is currently focused in AI. All the AI stocks are going parabolic. Everything besides crypto. Not in the altcoins, not in Bitcoin. We are not getting that blow off top, nothing. It's just going sideways. We reached some certain new all-time highs. It's nice. We had a nice rally, a nice cycle, but maybe it's already over because everything or everyone focused into AI stocks in this cycle. Who knows that? But at least this is the sentiment that I have right now. And that's why currently, instead of buying into altcoins that are and hoping that maybe they like Zcash or Binance maybe suddenly pump out of nothing, I'm buying into new coins like Bitcoin Hyper Sui, where we can buy in cheap, like here. This is the price that we can buy in right now, a fraction of a cent. The listing price will be 9 cents, like 2,600% higher. And I prefer to risk it over here because I can buy in here at this cheap price. And if everything goes well and the project is coming out on exchanges at 9 cents, I can easily take profits. You can see that also this one here is in different crypto articles now out because they raised in a very quick amount of time 2 millions. It's the first ever Sui decentralized exchange that is upcoming. And I prefer to risk it with such projects and buy in right now and then cash out later on than buy into coins that already have a big market cap, because this one here is launching at only 2.4 millions, so basically nothing. And after the hype of Aster and Hyperliquid, I'm pretty bullish also about Hypersui. That's why I'm buying in. If you want to check it out, guys, the link is here in the video description for Hypersui and also for Bitcoin Hyper, the first layer 2 that is upcoming with basically build up on Solana, but for Bitcoin. So check it out. Over 25 millions have been raised here, over 10,000 participants already here on Bitcoin Hyper. Check it out, guys. Don't miss out if you have the chance to invest in it. I bought in, of course. If you want to be following me, then of course use the links in the video description. Of course, no financial advice, guys, but this is what I am doing right now. We will see what happens with Bitcoin, guys. I wish you a nice Saturday. Thank you for watching, and I keep you updated, of course, so be subscribed. Thank you for watching, and see you all in the next one. Bye for now.